Wow, the sports world, it's getting to be the hot summer days coming, guys. We got no more NBA, we got no NHL, we got a lot of baseball, a lot of WNBA, and things to look forward to. We're going to be talking about everything today. I don't know if you guys have been following what's going on with the Stanley Cup in town here in Florida, but it's been everywhere. God, I only wish I could be everywhere like that Stanley Cup has been over the last 8 days now. Have you guys been checking out what's going on in town with the Stanley Cup and the Florida Panthers?
Yeah, I heard they're bringing it to Parkland, and they're letting people go take pictures with it. I think I'm going to go take a picture with it at Heron Bay.
There you go. All right, guys, we're live. This is Scott Matthews. This is Get the Edge, and we are excited about what's going on this week because we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the NBA is done. We got a new champion there with OKC. Congratulations to them winning in Game 7. Unfortunate, terrible injury, obviously, to the star player of the Pacers. But, again, congrats to OKC. Florida Panthers, we all know about them. And we got baseball, and we got some WNBA to talk about on the show and some other stuff, some NBA stuff, trades and things like that in the draft. I'm going to kick it off, bringing on my man with the shiniest shirt in town. Here he is, the one and only Tommy King. What's up, T?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad the football season is going to be coming up. We got this hockey finally over with. I was looking for you and Teddy on Channel 4 News the whole day, looking for you guys partying at the beach there.
We're at the Elbow Room, man, chilling.
I looked for you guys. They had the Elbow Room live. I thought I'd see you on one of the fire trucks riding with the players.
You're jacked up, man. You got to slow down.
I'm ready to roll today, man. I'm excited. This football is coming up around the bend, and this basketball.
What do you guys have to drink or eat before you get in here? You guys are all jacked up.
I don't know what Ben put it in the water.
All right. Here he is, my other partner in crime, the man that kicks me under the table more than my wife, the one and only CEO of the Sports Profits, Teddy Brooks.
Scotty, you
shining.
I was going to say, you just missed a good opportunity. You called him the man with the shiniest shirt. You could have thrown it over to me and called me the man with the shiniest head, but you missed that one. Hey, listen, I'm happy that the OKC won. That's cool and everything. But what happened to Halliburton was a travesty. Yeah. I actually took the over on his points in that game. And
Did they refund it?
Yeah,
I heard a lot of places.
Not Hard Rock.
Yeah, they did.
They gave me a bonus bet.
Oh, bonus bet. That's what it was.
They gave me a bonus bet.
Okay.
That's not the same as refunding it. But, yeah, I mean, I think I was actually going to bring that up. I think all these sports books, if your guy gets hurt early and you're on a player prop on him, they should give you that money back. It's the right thing to do.
They're not in the business to give, man. They're in the business to take.
Yeah.
They're not in the business to give.
Yeah,
you all know that by now.
Yeah, people think we
got to educate the audience on that.
Yeah,
but these sports books are not your friends.
They're not. And when one thing to tell you is when they make you a parlay, when they pre-build you a parlay, run the other way. Run the other way because they're not going to build you something that they think's going to win.
I was on one of my buddies' show, Defo, today, and he told me about a player that bet $25 on a player prop in baseball. 4 guys to hit home runs in the same game. It paid $3,750 for a $25 bet, and he got it.
Well, how about that other guy? I don't know if you follow stuff. I see it on Instagram, true story, because I follow the guy. Every day he puts out a home run parlay prop. He had 11.
That's what this was.
11 team? 11 players?
No.
He had 11 players.
11?
11 players, and they all 11 hit a parlay. And the people on his Discord channel, we're all betting DraftKings, FanDuel, and they denied the bet. It was like $10 to win over 100 and some thousand.
Why'd they deny it?
They said they were betting in correlation. They were basically grouping out and taking advantage of the casino, the sports book online. They said no more of that stuff. So they were following this guy in Discord playing the exact same thing, and all these guys end up hitting this parlay, and they didn't want to pay it out. I'll think a little score for you.
Yeah, I got to see that.
They had 100-plus guys on Discord.
What does that have to do with anything, though?
They got whacked out for a couple $1 million on a parlay. You can play it, but I'll send you the story.
Are you sure you got your story right
100%,
there, T?
100%.
They vetoed the bet?
Not
after
that one,
they took it?
No, after that one, they said no more if it comes through like
so
that.
they paid that one,
but
it
out, and they said no
let's
more.
get it right.
That makes sense. That's fair. That's fair. I was about to be really upset, T, but that's a little bit more fair. As long as they tell you ahead of time, hey, if you bet that again, we're not paying you, then it's okay.
Hey, anyone who wants to play that, bet $10, $20, have some fun because that's not coming. Guys, you might hit one of those in a lifetime. If you want to waste your money, I got better things for you to do than waste your money trying to hit 11-team player prop parlay, right?
Home run
parlay. You're picking 11 guys in the league to come up the same night and hit a home run. It's just crazy.
Pretty
it's
hard
impossible.
to do right there.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's not even 11 different guys hitting a home run in one night.
There you go. There you go. Well, listen, we got a lot to talk about. We unfortunately no more hockey, but the cup is moving around town. Like I said, it's been going from city to city all over. I haven't caught it yet, but I'm looking forward to maybe catching it one of these days in the near future. Last year they brought it into my community, so they might bring it back again this year.
I think they will. You know, I learned something new about the cup. I didn't know they had a keeper that went everywhere with it.
Oh yeah, that's that guy with the white hair.
Yeah, and so
he gets paid.
if you play for the Panthers and the cup goes to your house for a day, he's at your house all day hanging out with you.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is he actually there with you?
He's with the cup. Yeah. Like he does not
He's the
leave
babysitter
the side
for
of
the cup.
Yep.
He's been doing that for a long time, over 20-something years, maybe more. Yeah, he's famous. I mean, I remember him like he stands out, especially with that white long hair like that.
He has the look.
Are they having a party in Sunrise at the arena again this year?
I don't know.
I haven't seen nothing about it. They said they're probably in a week or so. It's been over a week already.
Well,
sure.
all I got to say is that I'm going to end on this note, and we're going to pick it up next year for obviously later on this year when it comes to hockey season. But the Panthers played hard, and they're still playing hard, except they're not on the ice right now. They're playing hard, enjoying the Stanley Cup and the great work they did to receive it.
Did you see Barkov? He was wasted. He knocked on his neighbor's door, and he had the cup.
Yeah, he rang the bell.
They didn't answer.
Yeah, 3 o'clock. What was it, like 3, 4 in the morning? He was waking up all his neighbors. All right, listen, that's the way to go. Hey, did you see last night? I'm done with hockey. I think, are we done?
I'm done. I've been done with hockey for about 3 weeks now.
TK's been done with hockey since December, but okay.
Well, talk about starting out a phenomenal possibility of a phenomenal career. How about that rookie pitcher last night for Cincinnati? I don't know if you guys caught it. Chase Burns struck out the first 5 batters he faced. On top of it, the Yankee lineup on top of it. First time in the expansion era that a rookie pitcher has done that. Unbelievable.
That's impressive. And
22 years old.
And like you said, it's not like he did it against the Rockies. He did it against...
It's not even who you did.
It
never mattered before. It never happened.
It matters.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you got Judge out. You got a couple of the leadoff.
True.
Obviously, the first 5 batters. And the Yankees were up 3-0 in that game. I mean, they got to them a little bit later in the game, but the Yankees fell apart again, man. Now, I don't know what's going on there. The wheels are falling off that bus. 3-9, I think. I'm checking my notes here. I think they're 3-9 in their last 12 games. They're burning money like crazy. The Mets are burning money like crazy. Between the 2 New York teams, guys, 4 wins, 19 losses in their last 23 games. If you were betting these teams consistently because you saw the start and you thought they were the powerhouses, you'd be down a ton of money over the last 2.5 weeks betting the New York-based teams.
Well, here's the stats right here. If you bet the Mets $100 on every game, if you bet against them, you'd be up $500. If you bet against the Yankees the last 7 games, you'd be up $600.
I'm going back even more than I'm talking 23 games.
Here's what I would say about the Mets. I mean, they played back-to-back series Braves, so they've played the Braves a lot recently, and the Braves have been spanking on them. So, the Braves have been pretty bad this year, but I kept saying I think they're going to turn it around. So maybe the Braves are just
too much talent not to turn it
exactly.
around. Olsen, Acuna.
Yep, exactly.
Back in the lineup. I mean, they got some good players. Atlanta. They're going to be a team to watch in the second half of the season.
I agree.
You got to watch these teams because there's a lot of teams burning money right now in baseball. Now look at these teams that are struggling. You got the Mets struggling. The Yankees have been struggling. The Red Sox are another up and down mystery team. I mean, they go and win 6 in a row, then they lose some. Then they win 4 out of 5. And now they lost their last 4 in a row. The Angels beat them again last night. Late, I think it was extra innings, right, that game?
And the Cubs, man, they've been losing as well. St. Louis has been heating up lately if you're watching the baseball.
St. Louis is playing real good ball.
St. Louis playing great ball, right? 6-1 in their last 7 games.
So what do you guys do in situations like that? You see these teams, we're watching them every day. We see how some of these teams are, playing, really not gelling at all. And then they're going against these teams that are somewhat so-so. And they're making these teams that are not playing well, like big numbers on some of these games, and I don't see the value there. Are you staying totally away from these games?
Give me like an example of what you're talking about.
Well, just the New York teams alone recently.
Oh. Yeah, I've been staying away.
The prices on them.
I've been staying away from the Yankees, but what I've been doing, so I've bet like out of the last 6 days.
Last night, Yankees won 165 on the road.
The last 6 days, I think I bet the Braves like 3 or 4 times out of the last 6 games they played. So I think that, for me, it's more about riding a team that's hot than avoiding a team that's cold.
I've been that way too, man. I've been fading against Minnesota. Minnesota, they cannot win a game.
Yeah.
I think they're 1-11 their last 12 games overall. Seattle's playing them again today. Seattle's a dog today, plus 120, 119.
Well, that game was crazy last night. Seattle jumped off to a 5-0 lead right out of the box, and all of a sudden they blew a five-run lead.
Real quick, Scotty, Ben, we got some comments or questions, I believe, from the audience.
Yeah, someone, this was, we got a lot of people in here, but someone said exotic wagers, they changed the ruling, so now if your account is like a business account and people are tailing you, they have the right to void the bet. Completes BS IMO.
What do you mean a business account? I would ask what's his name? Exotic Wagers?
Yeah, Exotic Wagers.
Exotic Wagers. What do you mean a business account? When you set up a sportsbook account, they don't know if you're a business.
Maybe he's putting it under a business account where the banking information is. When you open up, you can open up personal account, or you could use a business account to funnel the money in there.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to find you that article about
Is that what he's talking about?
Hopefully.
He also said kind of stupid when DK has group betting in their app. LOL.
DraftKings. Group betting in their app. We don't use DraftKings here in Florida, Exotic Wagers, so we wouldn't know about that. So we stick mainly with our own methods and also Hard Rock.
Yeah. I'm curious if that's what he meant, like if he's opening up the account with a business bank account attached to it, so then they know I guess they treat that as more of a business account versus a personal account. I'm just curious if that's what he was getting at.
I'll wait for him to respond, but I do just have to apologize to OPP because he was first in line for the question.
You skipped him, Ben.
But
that's Ben's fault, not our fault.
I was going to
OPP.
say I skipped it because they're probably going to cover this, but I'll go ahead and ask.
Go ahead.
I got Phillies and Dodgers today. What do you guys think?
We'll get.
Go ahead. No, we got to.
Yeah, let's cover it.
Well,
go ahead.
I know what I'm doing in this game. I got it all in my notes right here. I'm jumping on Philly, man. I'm taking the Phillies here. I think Houston's won 6.
I think you want to answer his question.
He wants
he's
to know if I'm
asking
taking
about
Philly.
both teams.
Yeah.
What was the other game?
He's playing a
Dodgers.
2-team parlay.
Dodgers got big
320.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're gonna
does
throw
he
him
really
in there.
need us
Don't
to
need
pick
us for
that one?
But I jump on Philly in this one. If you look at this one, Houston, I think has won 6 straight. But
you got Wheeler.
Yeah, I got Wheeler on the mound. Philly's 9-3 their last 12 games. Wheeler, when he's on the mound, Philly is 9-1 their last 10 when he starts. So, the line opened up at 150. It's sitting at 150.
I understand your theory for playing something like that because you're taking away, the big odds on both those games and you're putting it into a parlay so the odds come down, obviously tremendously. And you got two of the best teams in the National League playing for you. Obviously, the Dodgers are heating up. They should be a cakewalk in a game like that tonight unless something drastically goes wrong. And Philly, you got Wheeler, like I said, when they put the ball in his hands, he's been pretty dynamite. I think he's 7-2 this year with a 2-point. I had my notes on it, 2-point-something ERA. There. So, you're going to get some distance with Wheeler unless they get to him real early. So, probably a smart move playing a parlay like that. Obviously, I wouldn't go heavy money on it because I don't like trying to win two teams to win a bet. That's why I like straight bets, guys, to be honest with you. I don't want to win multiple teams in order to cash a ticket. I'd rather cash one team, one ticket, and get the job done and move on.
Yeah, if you guys watch this show and if you watch our individual channels, I would make it my life mission to get people to quit betting parlays. They love it. You can't. Here would be the only bad thing if people quit betting parlays. The sports books would actually go out of business. The sports books would not be able to survive if everybody across the United States of America stopped betting parlays.
Yeah, but Teddy, you got to understand, some of these guys,
that's not the point.
Yeah, it is a point. 1 second. They don't want to lay 320 on the Dodgers, so they'd rather parlay them with another strong game and think they have a better advantage.
So don't bet the Dodgers.
Well, if they like it, they like it. You can't tell people what
I don't disagree
I think
with
you're
you.
if you bet over minus 150, 160 on the game.
Here's my thing. Every once in a while, I do put two teams together that are high juiced. I'm not saying that I don't do that. What I'm saying is that parlays in general, if everyone stopped betting them, forget about I'm talking about just parlays in general.
Right.
The sports books would not be able to financially survive. They wouldn't exist.
Right.
Because they're not like offshores.
Sucker bets.
Right. They're not like offshores where the taxes would eat them alive. So
all right.
I would say avoid the parlay.
Wait, we got one more solution for the exotic wagers. He came in and said he said no. It states if your account represents business usage, which is betting operator supplying data or services to a bettor. Actually, I'll send the post to
He's
Teddy.
getting too
What
technical
kind
for us,
of
guys.
is he talking about a sports betting account?
Yeah, like a Discord account. He's talking. I'll send you an article later on. These guys are talking this. Like that guy had that 11-team parlay. They smashed them. They got hit for millions. I heard also too. You follow this stuff as well. DraftKings, FanDuel. On the baseball totals, you can buy like 2-3 runs, so you can have a total. I heard they're going to stop that now as well. They're getting killed. These guys are playing minus 300. They're parlaying them together, or they're not going to let them parlay these together because they're doing the over/under is 9.5. They bring it up to 12.5, 13, and minus 300, and they're hitting them. These guys are smashing them.
They're laying stupid juice,
Yeah,
4 or 5 to 1.
Yeah,
But they're
still,
parlaying them, is what he's
They're
saying.
parlaying them. They're hitting.
I get it, but there's still going to be stupid juice if you're buying 3 runs on a baseball game. You've got to be
But
paying.
still, that's a lot of runs. I think at DraftKings you go up to 4 or 5 runs.
Do the
You can-
offshores let you do that?
offshores? Some of them do, some don't. But I heard on there that DraftKings might stop it though. You can only buy half a run or a run. Those other books like FanDuel and stuff.
Hey,
Now, what's this new thing too? I got a lot of guys message me. It starts with a K. Where you
Kalshi.
Kalshi. What is this?
That's predictions market. So they had a seminar about it at SBC. So I don't really know the loopholes behind it, but it's basically they're finding a loophole to make it legal in states where it's not legal.
Well, I heard the Indians aren't too happy. The Hard Rock's not too happy with them. It's taking a lot of business away from them, and they're going after them.
How come you only hear the bad news about these
I
players?
read everything.
I never
No,
hear anything
it's
good
not bad
coming.
news.
I never hear anything good
That's
coming
not
out
bad
of
news.
He's
this.
absolutely right. There were at the conference.
He's always finding fault.
At the conference, there was a seminar, and there was a representative.
peer-to-peer.
There was a representative
Yeah.
from Kalshi.
Is
and,
anything good about these places, guys?
And there was a lawyer. Listen to me. There was
I'm
a
just
lawyer
curious.
for the. There was a lawyer
'Cause you
for
guys
the
bet
Indian
with them.
tribe.
I don't bet with them. I'd rather play.
You bet with Hard Rock?
Oh,
What are you
Hard
talking
Rock.
about?
Well, with their limits,
If they're
that
so
they give a
terrible,
shit-ass
what the hell you
limits.
betting with them for?
I don't. I play offshore if I'm going to play.
Yeah.
There's good to these guys places though, isn't there?
When they shut you down, when you make you walk in and drive to the Hard Rock instead of letting you bet online.
The bottom line is they're offering you things you
Well, they
can.
did save me money last night on that.
So
prop
hey,
bet.
back to exotic wagers. That's why I don't use Discord exotic wagers.
Trying to
I would never put my private plays
Right.
on Discord for them to monitor. I don't know what they do on there, so
Way
we
to
don't
go,
use
Teddy.
that shit.
Love it.
Fuck Discord.
And Telegram too.
Teddy, whoa, hold
Sorry,
on. I got
I'm
my,
sick
Man,
of I'm sick of these
there's
Discord
there's
cappers.
babies out there
I
watching
need a
this.
5 minutes. I got to go get my sunglasses out of the car. I just got blinded over here by Teddy's head.
Anyway, you guys get too riled up when it comes to the sports book talk.
You say we
gotta
never
take
get
it-
excited?
You
We
gotta
never get excited.
You got to take it lighter a little bit with
All
these
right,
sports books.
Scotty.
They do offer us options to make money.
Instead of you kicking them, I'm going to bring a stun gun next week, Ben. Ben, I'm going to be zapping Scott over
That's
there.
what
Bang,
that's
bang,
what
bang.
happens when I don't keep them in line
You know,
with the kicks.
Kick them over there.
All right. Speaking of baseball, speaking of sports books, speaking of these guys, any other questions out there before we go into tonight's games?
Let me check right now. Let's see.
Somebody ask a dainty, very easy going question, so we
No,
don't
right.
get these guys all jacked
Honestly,
up
right now
with
we're-
these sports book questions.
We're caught up on questions.
Meanwhile, T's running down there left and right to the Hard Rock. They know him they know him
Because they
all
make
over.
me come in. I can't even bet on that. But I wouldn't have put it. Well, he saved me money last night in that prop bet. $100. But they save you money sometimes. But getting tired of driving down there.
You're not a fan. You're not a fan of prop bets, are you?
I hate prop bets, but I played one last night. But just for the hell of it.
And you can't stand them, and I definitely don't.
You guys want a quick Hard Rock story?
Oh boy, is it? Don't curse though.
No, a customer really screwed us over. So
Oh boy.
I was deciding whether or not it was not this Monday but last Monday, and I was thinking about going down to the Hard Rock to make a bet. And one of the guys that works for me says, "Hey, I have this customer down. He's at the Hard Rock right now, and he wants to pay us, but he doesn't want to leave the Hard Rock. He just wants to give us cash, and he's asking if he can meet you and you'll go to the Hard Rock and he can pay you." So I said, "Okay, fine."
Sounds like a real gangster movie here.
So I said, "Okay, fine." I drive to the Hard Rock. I put my bet in. I text the guy, and he's texting me the whole way down there. I said, "I'll meet you at the center bar. Let me go put my bet in, and I'll meet you at the center bar." The guy stood me up.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Not only did he stand me up, but he
was an active client?
Well,
did you have a hat on?
It was his first. I don't remember. It was his first payment with us. We made him $2,500, and he was supposed to take care of us.
You got nervous, man.
I met a guy over at the sports bar.
He didn't want to be starstruck, right?
That's it.
I met a guy at a sports bar over there. We ended up sitting down.
He meets people.
I meet him there all the time.
He tells people where he's at, this guy.
I tell him where I'm. I don't really give a shit.
Neither do I.
I'll meet him. Hell, I was in the Keys. I ran into 3 people down there. But I'll meet them right at the sports book. I don't care. They can see I can actually bet the game. I mean, there's guys out here that don't even bet the games. We bet the games.
Yep.
I mean, even Scotty's good. He's been having his tickets. He's been texting me with his tickets lately. But, I'll bet the games. I'll walk to the window right with him and bet the game.
All right, well, speaking of trying to have winning tickets, let's talk about tonight, guys. Let's stay focused because these guys want to know what's on our mind when it comes down to it, all said and done. Who are we looking at tonight in baseball? I know you gave out that play on the one earlier on Philadelphia. Is that all you're looking at?
I got one other game. It's going at 4 o'clock. It's going to be starting in an hour. So if they're watching it live and want to get it in, I'm gonna go with
they are watching it live.
Can I call them Anaheim Angels, or I got to call them my LA Angels?
Just call them the way they are.
LA Angels.
Why do you like to make up names for these teams that don't exist anymore?
What's Angels in the outfield?
What do you want to call them? Cleveland Indians instead of the Guardians?
I'm always going to call them Cleveland. I'm going to call them the Florida Marlins, not the Miami Marlins either.
All right.
But I'm going to go with the LA Angels here today. Let me check the current line right now.
Are you really? You going for the sweep over the Sox?
They're playing great ball, man. They're playing
Sox are burning money right now.
-120 right now. They got that pitcher on the mound here today. Boston, there's 1-4 their last 5 versus the Angels. Angels 6-2 their last 8 at home. 6-3 their last 9 games. And 7-2 their last 9 at home against Boston.
The only thing I don't like about that game, not that I'm disagreeing with you because I'm not touching it.
Well, that
pitcher for the Angels has got a 3-6 record, but his ERA is 3. That means he doesn't get any support by them. So they find ways to lose when they put him on there, even though he's been pitching, pretty damn good. And the guy pitching for the Red Sox just, hasn't won a game yet. So that's a game I would stay away from.
The guy fits. When he pitches, the team's 0-9.
That line just went to 130 as we spoke, by the way.
Yeah, so
just as I spoke with you, 120, 130.
The thing with Kikuchu, the thing with Kikuchu is he has a 3.01 ERA, but he has an FIP of 4.2. TK, his FIP's over
2-6.
His FIP's over a point higher, and the Angels bullpen is ranked 28th in the MLB.
That's how you say his name, Kikuchu?
That's how I say it.
So now I know. I was going to say
Kikuchi.
Yeah.
But I say Kikuchu because it sounds like Pikachu.
That's how I figured.
It's easier for me to remember.
All right, move. Are you done?
I'm done. But the best bet of the day already went. I mean, no score in the first inning in this Brewer game. Those 2 guns around the mound here tell you had Skeens and that other guy. I think Brewers just popped a 3-run shot. They're up 3-0 right now.
That had to be -200.
No,
though.
it wasn't a 3-run shot.
But it wasn't throw. I don't know. It doesn't show me on the ticker.
Yeah.
Do you know the line on that? No runs NRFI.
Didn't show. That's what they got to show on Don Best from now. They got to make a stat up for that. The odds on that.
That's surprising. The way Skeens has been pitching, he allowed 3 runs already in the second inning, and they're still batting.
Because I had no score in the first.
So real quick, TK, I'm on the other side of that Angels-Red Sox game. I actually put that up as my free play of the Red Sox. So
I think you guys are both chasing a bad game.
Just want to throw. Well, it's my free play. It's my least favorite play out of
two pitchers that are not doing well.
It's both of our least favorite plays out of the plays we like.
The pitcher's not doing good, but the Angels are doing good. Boston's playing like shit on the road.
Yeah, well.
No, they're not. Well, they were. Like I said, they were an up and down team. That's the problem with the Red Sox. You can't. It's hard to catch them. Right now, they're in a 4-game losing streak. Before that, they were red hot. In between that, they were so-so. Then before that, they were terrible. So I'm not going to chase after a team like that. And the Angels has not proven to me to be a solid team overall. They're like under 500 club. And for me to get involved with a game like that, I think it's too close.
So that leads us to this. What do you like today, Scotty?
Well, I'm still. Is that it?
Yeah. No, I have.
I like favorites today.
Me too.
I like some
-150s.
Yeah, I like Texas today over Baltimore with the Groom. I think he's as good as anybody when he's on. He's tough to beat, and I'm looking at the numbers on that game. 150 right now, pitching against Young. Young, is a nobody, to be honest. 0-1. He's got a 6.23. Texas can hit a guy like that, I'm sure, all over the place. It's very hard to hit the Grum. So I'm thinking Texas absolutely is a major play. I don't like laying big numbers on the road, but in a situation like this, I just feel very confident that he's going to pitch strong for a good 6-7 innings, maybe deeper. as long as he doesn't get injured, because sometimes he does get injured and that throws things off. But I like Texas big time tonight. And another one I like the Cubs. I think the Cubs make sense tonight with this matchup. And even though St. Louis has been playing tremendous, the Cubs are a good team. You can't write them off. They're a pretty solid team overall. 4-6 in their last 10. They have not been playing well of late. Lost the last two to St. Louis. But generally, there's not sweeps in series. This is a 4-game set. They play another one tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cubs come back today and win this one. So I lay the Cubs minus the 140 against St. Louis. I think they come back, get the job done, because they're not really slumping. They're just not playing as well as they were playing. And St. Louis has been playing well, and they have been scoring runs. But I think today against this pitcher, I think this is the type of pitcher that can control that game and keep them in it.
I'm right in line with you on that game.
Has Boyd won a game on the road this year? For the Cubs, I don't think he's won a game on the road this year. Maybe one game.
Well, his record is 6-3 with a 284. So, I mean, has he won all his games at home and lost all his games on the road? I don't think so.
There it is. He's 1-7 his last 8 on the road.
Yeah, but that's going back to last year.
I look.
What is he this year?
Let's take a look.
I don't care about last year.
I look at his starts.
Look at some of these pitches.
At starts.
Year to year, they change.
So here's what I'm looking at. Here's why I love the Cubs. His last 4 starts in the month of June, Boyd, he has a 2.22 ERA, 6 earned runs over 24 innings pitched. Now, maybe he lost those games because he didn't get support from the bats.
Yeah, they were all low scoring.
I don't know. But that being said, I'm going to take my shot. I'm right with Scotty on this one. And here's another thing. Circa, one of the sharpest books there is, 63% of the bets and 94% of the dollars on the Cubs. That's sharp money right there.
I'm with you. My system picks the Cubs as well. I didn't use it. It's up to 150 right now.
Stop jumping on the bandwagon,
man. I don't jump on the bandwagon. We all agree on one.
Don't put the hex on us. Now you're jumping on us.
This is good that we all agree. Guys,
I don't know about that.
We all agree on the same. Yeah, we're very high.
If they've been watching the live on Instagram, they'll know who's on fire the last 4 or 5 times on the show. I swept 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's nothing. 2 days is not a lifetime.
It's a new week, but look at over the course of time.
If you want to gloat to the audience that you had 2 winning days.
We got to get on this show.
Come on.
We got to get a screen up here every show when football starts.
Yeah.
We pick 3 games a week, our top plays, just like
we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
On NBC.
Because I want more dinners from you guys.
Keep a track of it.
Wow, look how much clearer my camera is. That's amazing.
Teddy's mesmerized by himself. Look at that shiny head, though. Wow. I haven't seen a shiny head like that in a long-ass time. Woo, that's shiny as shine can be, man. You're right. I should have called you the shine before I called that shiny shirt.
Look at the glare on my phone. It's coming right off my phone.
So let's look at this game a little bit. Just, we already made our picks, though. But Cubs got a winning record on the road, 21-18. Not, was better, obviously. They lost their last 3 in a row, 4-6 in their last 10. And St. Louis, like I said, they've been a house of fire of late. 8-10, 8-2 in their last 10. They won obviously the last 2, and they're 26-15 at home. So they are solid, and they can win this game. But I just think based on the things I look at and the fundamentals and how these teams match up, these series are pretty close when these kind of teams play each other because they are somewhat rivalries. A lot of Cub fans travel to St. Louis for these games. So I think the Cubs are going to find a way. And last night they I won that game. I had St. Louis, but the Cubs were battling. I thought they were going to pull it off, and I was going to end up losing that game.
Me too.
Yeah, but the Cubs, they fell short. I think tonight's their night. The 3rd game of the series is going to be a turnaround. I think it's the right time, right situation, right pitching matchup, and the Cardinals just can't keep always winning against the Cubs because that's not like that in their history of playing each other. They normally play pretty good matchups together. So I find the way the Cubs win this one today. I don't know about tomorrow, but tomorrow's matchup was interesting. I looked ahead already at that Cubs-Cardinals game tomorrow. 2 good pitches. You got Sonny Day.
Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray, excuse me, Sonny Day. Sonny Gray pitching against a pretty good pitcher for the Cubs tomorrow. So, again, I like the Cubs and I like Texas. Those are my 2 best plays. Do not parlay them, guys. I don't care how much I like them. It's not a question of parlaying them. I would play them both straight. And, again, if you're a $100 player, stay right in that range of, $50 to $100, no more than that. These are not games of, you're a $100 player because we're on here telling you how great we like the game or how much we like it, that you go step out and put $1,500 to win $1,000 on a game like that. These games are not set up to play the heavy money. They're more to have fun and try to build up a little bankroll and stay in the game and obviously keep building up some profits.
That's right. That's right. And I'll tell you, one of the games that I'm giving out on this show today, I'm going to actually be giving to my private clients, but I'm not saying which one. But
ooh, what a teaser!
I know you're not going to like this one, Scotty.
You do that stuff when you were single. Were you teasing girls like that too?
Of course.
I'm not going to give you the. I'm not going to give you the right stuff.
Of course. Listen, if you want the good stuff, you got to come back to my place.
That's it, baby. I love it.
But listen,
we're talking.
I'm going to give out a pick that you're not going to like, Scotty. I already know.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because you just talked about these teams. You just talked about this team.
Okay.
I'm looking at a starting pitcher that's making his second career major league start after being called up from the AAA. And in his first career major league start, he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. And then you have the Mets starting pitcher who has a 3.04 ERA, just 1 home run allowed in the last 9 innings, and the Mets have a much better bullpen.
Disagree with you on that.
I'm going with the Mets on the money line. I think they start to turn it around tonight. They've been getting been getting their heads caved in by the Braves lately. I think this is the turning point.
Okay. I got to jump in. I'm sorry. I do not bet teams like that are playing so poorly, 1-10 in their last 11 games. I don't care who's on the mound against them. I stay away until I see these teams starting to play. The Atlanta's been playing pretty well, but the Mets, I gotta fade them until I start seeing some more consistency. And when I see more consistency and more hitting and producing of runs with pitching behind it, then I may jump in when I get the right prices. But tonight, I'm not going to lay 160 with a team that's 1-10. I don't care if they're playing at home or away or wherever the hell. If they're playing at a little league park somewhere, that's a game I run from.
So I was right. You're not going to like my pick.
Exactly.
I won't go to guys that have enough stats and information, so I stay away from that game. Games if they don't have at least 10 innings pitched in. I stay away from that stuff.
Real quick, guys.
And you know what happens if these games are close? The problem is when they're close, they start bringing the relievers in, then it throws everything up.
If you didn't,
the relievers
if you heard what I said,
up.
the Mets have a much better bullpen. The Mets have the 5th ranked bullpen in the league. Braves have the 14th ranked. Real quick, guys. Exotic Wagers. He sent me the article. I'm going to read it after the show today, and maybe we'll have some more next week about this.
Anybody
story.
in there, Ben? Ask any questions or no?
Actually, let me check for you guys right now.
When's the trade deadline coming up for baseball? Isn't that coming up quick where they can trade players? I think
it's after the All-Star break.
I see the number 1 player expect to be traded is Alcantara from the Marlins.
Sandy.
He's supposed to be one of the number 1. Another guy from Baltimore is supposed to be
of course.
Why would Alcantara be the number 1 pick?
Because the Marlins love getting rid of their best players.
He's not even that good.
He's a great pitcher.
He's having a rough year this year.
Yeah, but he's playing for the Marlins. Man. He goes to a team like the Yankees or something.
He's terrible. Since he got injured.
I was going to say
we got no more comments, but they just want to let you guys know. Great show. Love this content and discussion. You guys are doing a great job.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. But Exotic Wagers. I'm going to read that article later.
All right.
And check it out.
I think you said that already, right?
Yeah, maybe.
What else we got going?
I think he's getting.
I'm waiting for Scott to get into the WNBA.
I'm getting a lot of messages here, guys. I'm getting a lot of messages.
What else? You got more baseball?
No, we can move on. We're good.
So wait, let's recap real quick.
Hold on. You're jumping all over. What do we need to recap? You gave your picks, right? Did you give your picks? I
gave my picks.
You want to recap? Go right
ahead.
No,
you got to recap all. Oh, you haven't given your picks yet.
Yes, I did. I gave 2.
All right, so let's recap them.
I wasn't listening. I went in one ear and not the other.
I think Teddy wants to go with me to the elbow room after this. Teddy and I are going to go chase that Stanley Cup down. Between his truck and my truck, we'll get that friggin' cup.
Wasn't it on Las Olas this week? Weren't they hitting... I heard so they were going.
What are you hearing? Where do you hear all this
shit? I watch Channel 4 News.
He always says, "I hear."
You got to watch Channel 4 News, man. They tell you where the cup's going.
The news is fake. It's fake news.
Maybe CNN and BBC, but
this guy's chasing news stations. What the fuck? Excuse me.
Well, I got my soap opera comes on after the Channel 4 12:30
He's chasing
news.
the news.
All my children.
You believe everything you hear?
Oh, I don't believe anything.
On the news, when they're following the guy walking around with a cup, you call that fake news?
Where are they going with the cup?
I'm starting. They're on the Las Olas today, I think.
Las Olas? Where? Las Olas is long, man.
I don't know. I had to leave the house, but I saw him walking.
It's like 2 miles long, T.
My distrust in what I hear is so high that I'm going to start believing that water is not good for you. Because anything they say is good for you is bad for you, and anything they say is bad for you is good for you. And
hey, can I jump to some NFL if you guys don't mind?
I love it. I love that idea.
We got a lot of quarterbacks that have been the carousel of quarterbacks shifting all over the place this year. A lot of new faces, new places for quarterbacks. I'll give you guys a few examples. Then I'm going to ask you which quarterback you think is going to help his team the most. Like we got Sam Darnold, obviously went from Minnesota to Seattle. He's their new starting quarterback who replaced Geno Smith, who went to the Raiders this year. You got Justin Fields going to the Jets, Russell Wilson going to the Giants, Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers, and I'm probably missing a few, but there's a lot of quarterbacks, in the league that have moved around. Anything that you think's going to, based on what you're seeing, any of these quarterbacks?
Well, before I get into that, let's not forget some of these quarterbacks that are young rookies, or maybe like J.J. McCarthy, who's not a rookie; it's his second year, but he's
with the same team.
Right,
I was talking about changes.
Right. I think Sam Darnold could have the highest impact. The only thing that upsets me, not upsets me, I don't care, but it bothers me is that he doesn't have Metcalf anymore.
Yeah,
the top weapon
the
there.
Steelers. He went to the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers now.
So if he still had Metcalf, I would plug him in as definitely going to be the best opportunity to make moves there. But without Metcalf, we got to kind of see what happens. But
what about these two lame-ass teams in New York? Nothing against New Yorkers, because I spent a lot of time in New Jersey myself over the years. What do you think? You think Justin Fields or Russell Wilson is going to help either one of these franchises?
No.
What's your take?
No.
Nothing?
I can't believe that Aaron Rodgers, too. He said he's only playing one. He's one and done, too.
Why? 42 years old, T.
Yeah, but I'd be kind of pissed if a Pittsburgh fan if he doesn't come on and do nothing. And
what do you mean? Why would you be pissed? You're taking a shot.
You're taking a shot.
What the hell's wrong with
it?
What have they had there over the years?
Here's the issue.
Since Big Ben's gone, they've had nothing.
I think this is what TK means. Let's say Rodgers comes out, has a mediocre year, they get 9 or 10 wins, and they don't get a good draft pick, but they also don't do anything special.
Or they go to the playoffs, almost make it to the Super Bowl. You don't think he's going to come back?
Right.
I don't think they're looking at it.
That could change things, though.
I don't think they're looking at it like you two guys.
Oh, no one's going to be Buffalo this year in the AFC. That's the team.
I think they're looking at it. They have a possibility with a talent like Aaron Rodgers that could bring it and hopefully have a good season. And then they got room for improvement to maybe take it to the playoffs and so forth.
Let me ask you a question. He says it's his last year, but if they go to the AFC Championship game, you think he might change his mind about coming back?
Who do you think the best quarterback in the NFL is out of rookies, out of everything right now? Who would you say right now is the best quarterback in the NFL?
Joe Burrow.
I'd say Lamar Jackson.
I like Joe Burrow because he's got two amazing weapons, and he's going to put up a lot of...
Josh Allen.
Yeah, but
Josh Allen's always a beast. Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's the same crew.
The same crew.
Same crew.
It's the same crew.
We talked the other day.
Burrow, Mahomes.
You know what, though? This kid from Washington could be a
Penix.
Jaden Williams?
Or
Daniels?
Michael
Penix.
Yeah.
Daniels. Well, we talked yesterday, and we did the
he's
live.
for Atlanta.
Oh, I'm thinking his college was Washington. I'm thinking college.
Who are you talking about?
Penix played for Washington.
Yes,
in
but
college.
he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
No, but you said he could be good. I didn't know you were talking
I'm
about.
talking about Daniels.
Yeah,
But
Daniels.
LSU that had a great year.
But now does Daniels have that sophomore slump?
What about C.J. Stroud? He had a great first year. Last year, a little
sophomore slump. That's what I'm talking about. That's a big thing in football is a sophomore slump, especially for quarterbacks. They all get it. They all get that second year slump because what happens is defenses get a year of film to look at, and they get to figure them out a little bit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like anything else. Once you start studying the tapes a little more and more, you get a real good read on obviously the opposing players you're going against, and that's what happens. I mean, and sometimes they start forcing things a little more. They get a little more. They think because they had a great first year, they get a little more jacked up for the second year, and sometimes obviously it don't play out as well as they would like it to. So they get that sophomore jinx somehow because more players on the other teams are going after them, obviously, because they know now you're a real weapon. So they start defensing you a lot differently. But I think it's going to be a great football season just based on all these movements going on with quarterbacks and personnels and trades and stuff going on. Should be exciting. And we're talking 70 days, guys.
Well, preseason's going to be firing up in a few weeks.
70 days, regular season. I don't care about
and guys, starting next week, we've already discussed it here. We're going to start doing.
Don't throw that.
We're going to start doing some future NFL future predictions. So might be quarterback touchdowns, might be total wins for teams. So starting next week, get your pens and papers ready because we're going to be starting to give you guys some futures.
All right, so one last question on this topic since I brought it up. Based on these quarterbacks, Darnold to Seattle, Geno Smith, Vegas, Justin Fields, Jets, Wilson, Giants, Aaron Rodgers, Steelers, amongst the other ones. Which one of these guys you think is going to help his team the most, just based on placement?
Russell Wilson.
You think Russell Wilson's going to help
Giants
the Giants?
still going to suck, but I think he's going to make the biggest difference. Who's going to be starting for Cleveland
Well, hold
this
on,
year?
you can't jump. Let's finish.
I think
where we're at here.
I'm going to go with Darnold
guys
and the
jumped to-
Seahawks.
Darnold and the Seahawks?
Okay. I would think it's going to be the Darnold for some reason. I don't know why. I just think that this guy's getting more and more mature, and he's more complete than he ever has been before. And last year was, real good proof of that. He had a phenomenal season. I think he can keep it up this year. And I think Aaron Rodgers might do something with the Steelers. I think the Steelers give him the protection he needs with the weapons. Obviously, Metcalf is going to be huge for him, and that's going to open up the running game if they can get some running game plus what Aaron Rodgers can do with the passing game. I think the Steelers could definitely improve this year very much. So I would say Donald, or more so than Geno Smith with Vegas. I think you're going to get what you get there. Justin Fields with the Jets. I just don't see it.
I'm not. No.
And again, I'm missing a few other.
Honestly, Justin Fields with the Jets might be my least.
Well, he's not bad. I mean, he can run, man. This guy can run like the deer.
Now, I will say he was looking solid last year, and remember they just switched to Russell for. We don't really know why.
When they brought Russell in, he took off like a house of fire. And then all of a sudden, when it got later in the season, I don't know what happened, if it was injuries or they just tired out or wore out or whatever. He fell apart towards the latter part of the season. And then obviously in the playoffs, when they went bye-bye real quick.
Yeah.
I think the biggest upset would be that Brock Purdy. I don't think he's going to do nothing with San Fran this year. Sign that contract. Why? I just don't think that San Fran is going to have a decent team this year.
Really?
I'm predicting right now Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl, man. That's my AFC team.
Well, the only problem with Buffalo, they seem to find a way to not get to the Super Bowl. That's the problem with Buffalo. They look so good, everyone figures they're going right to the Super Bowl, and then they hit the roadblock. I don't like betting teams that find ways to lose the big games, to keep betting on them, to keep going to the big game.
So how do you feel about the Ravens then? Same way.
The Ravens is kind of a similar thing. I mean, they go so far and then they lose in the spot.
They do got the best quarterback in the NFL. I would say
the Ravens are a really good team on paper.
Just proves to you it don't matter if you have the best quarterback if you don't have the complete team. It's like having the best player, like Edmonton had the best player in the world. Didn't make them a complete team. The complete team beat the best player in the world. When you have the complete team and they all play well, the complete team, I'll take 99 out of 100 times to beat the one player.
Going back to hockey.
Dan Marino, perfect example, Miami Dolphins. He was probably the best player in the league. San Francisco had the most talented team complete from start on both sides of the ball. They blew out the Dolphins in the Super Bowl when it mattered.
Is McDavid, going back to hockey, is he going to go to Tampa Bay
Lightning?
Lightning?
What were you saying?
Talk.
What were you saying about that?
Yeah, he's been in talks. I heard with that was on the Sporting News.
I love when he says he's hearing.
I watch ESPN every day. I'm not
you're just like Joe Fan out there that watches ESPN.
Talk shows,
then you take claim for it.
Talk, and they're talking to McDavid looking to go to the Tampa Bay Lightning. He wants to come down here to Florida as well.
Isn't he under contract?
I have no idea.
Or is he done?
I heard
1 year?
You don't watch that guy? What's that other guy who does a talk show or he does a podcast?
McAfee.
He's got a great show to watch.
Yeah, he's good. He's great. He gets stuff out of people that other people wouldn't get out of.
He's the one who got out of Aaron Rodgers that they're only doing that. He thinks he's going to retire after 1 year. He announced that on McAfee.
Yep.
McAfee's good at what he does for sure.
Well, they feel comfortable with him. He's a former player. He's jacked up. He's his crew around him. All those guys. It's a pretty cool show. The vibe and the whole 9 yards. And they loosen you up and they can. It's like they put the Novocaine in you and they distract. They distract stuff right out of you that you wouldn't discuss with other people. I guess you just got to feel good about where you're at and who you're talking to to let it out.
For sure.
Like you guys. That's why we all let it all out.
That's
we feel
why
comfortable.
That's why we click
I'm up watching Sports Center.
Again with this.
He's out there playing pickleball with the old ladies out there.
Yeah, I get more out of the old ladies than the Sports Center. Believe me.
That'd be hot out
I don't
there.
need Sports Center, man. I
I
am Sports Center.
That cruise I'm going on, they're going to be having a pickleball clinic. I'm going to go check it out. I've never played before.
Yeah, check it out, man.
I'm going to go check it out. I'll probably be playing with a bunch of old people myself.
Most injuries out of 40 to 60-year-old people now is happening.
Let me tell you, where I live,
court.
packed the courts.
They just built a bunch of courts over
It was
in Sunrise.
empty when they first opened. Now all of a sudden, you can't get a court in there. It's crazy. At night, slammed every court.
On the way here, I drove by that indoor one.
And they built one by Fort Lauderdale Airport. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Indoor, outdoor.
I saw that.
With restaurants and, all kinds of stuff. I mean, gets a lot of,
Well, the
cool.
new thing now is they're building these indoor golf.
Why didn't go there with the cup?
I actually went to one. I went to right in Coral Springs. There's an indoor golf thing. It's pretty cool. They got 4 bays. You can order a beer. You can rent the bay. It's $40 an hour. It's good fun. Good
Right
times.
there.
I don't drink when I play golf.
How come you haven't gone?
I don't know. I'll have to go out
You
there.
want to know that's it's funny. That's one. That's
smoke a cigar.
That's when I drink the most is when I'm playing
I'll
golf.
smoke a cigar. I'll wait till the round's over. We got to get out and play yet.
I'm waiting for you,
I played
T.
with Scott a couple of times. He hits the ball pretty decent.
I'm waiting for you.
I haven't played in a long time, man.
Whatever happened to your golf cart? You still got the golf cart?
Yeah, I still have it. Sitting in my garage. Doing nothing. Collecting dust.
You could drive that every morning.
You should buy it off me.
You should just drive it to the pickleball
More I'm thinking
courts
about
every
you
morning.
should take it off my hands. I'll give it to you.
Teddy was looking for a golf cart just to drive around.
I just brought it up. I was thinking about getting a golf cart.
Get a license on that thing, you'd be cruising right down.
Yeah, make it street legal.
Flamingo.
The problem was in my neighborhood there was so many kids taking them out. Parents were giving them to the younger kids, and they were having all kinds of accidents and stuff. Some kids got really banged up on that stuff. So once I started seeing that happening more and more, I said, you know what, leave the golf cart in the garage.
Well, you heard about what happened with John Elway.
No, I did not.
You guys didn't hear that? He was on the golf cart with his business partner, and he crashed it, and his business partner died.
When was this?
This was like 2 months ago.
See, if you watch SportsCenter, you know
If you watch SportsCenter, Scotty, you would know this stuff. Come on.
I guess so. Listen, I don't have time to watch SportsCenter. I'm working, man. I'm up early. I'm doing my thing between the content, the podcast stuff, trying to figure out these games, making my phone calls, doing what I got to do. I have very rarely any time. My day is jammed.
It's a full-time job, guys. For those of you, you got to understand when you're on Instagram looking at different sports companies, most of the people who are on social media, sports betting guys, most of them have a day job. Most of them do something else. They post content on the side. This is what we do 24/7, 365. We have no other job. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're choosing who you go with.
Oh, by the way, before we take off, the Celtics, you see how they chopped their payroll, $184 million. They got rid of traded Porzingis away and Drew Holiday.
Yeah, big
couple
trade.
of good pieces of the puzzle there. And now they're talking about maybe Brown, but I don't know how they're going to get rid of Brown when they got Tatum. Like T said, it might not even be back.
He'll be out for the year, hopefully.
Could be, hopefully. What do you mean,
he
hopefully?
needs a rest, man. When you have an injury
What
like
do you
that,
mean, hopefully?
Hopefully he's going to have a rest, man.
That's my boy.
But you
Tatum.
can come out. When they come back injuries like that, I mean, that Halliburton, I'd be
We got
pissed at the team. back
we got
myself.
we got a question, guys.
Yeah.
Before time runs out.
Let's do it.
Oh, I was going to say we got a couple more comments. So we got someone saying football can't get here fast enough. Red Sox under 9.5? Question mark?
So I actually gave that play.
Terrible game.
I gave that play on my. I gave that play on my.
You gave out the play and the total?
Yep.
Oh,
so the
God.
total was a
You're
bonus.
really chasing that game.
The total was a bonus if they commented something on my thing.
Okay.
And then McDavid will be in his final year of contract in 25 to 26.
Right.
Yeah.
1 year left.
And
I
then
think.
last question, when we going to start picking WNBA apart?
Oh, I'm ready. I'll be ready next week.
I'll start looking at next week. Scott's already talked about Caitlin Clark in their slump.
Hey, how about Caitlin Clark, guys? 2 for 23 in her last 3-point attempts. Wow. She can't hit the side of a barn door right now. She's been missing like crazy. Came back after that injury. House of Fire, poured in 32 and was hitting threes all over the court. Wide open shots, too. If you watched the game last night, the game before, it's not like they're defensing her and she's missing. She's got wide open stuff. She stops, pops, and tries to drop. And she's just been missing like crazy. Last night she was 1-6, and they still won.
She's probably having boyfriend issues. Wasn't her boyfriend one of the coaches for the Indiana Pacers?
Oh, I don't know. Who's that?
I can't remember his
I
name.
don't
She was
know.
always on thing. He's probably been I do like one.
That's what he heard.
Hold on. Right.
That's what he heard.
Yeah.
That was on CNN.
What did you hear though, Scotty?
I didn't hear anything about her. No, I didn't hear anything. I like her. I think she's a talent. I think
I'll throw one out in the WNBA. You got something in WNBA
No,
tonight?
no.
I like Golden State here tonight. That line went up to 9.5, 10 now.
You're jumping on
It
Feist
moved.
move.
I do. I watch it. I usually look at the power ratings that he uses, and it looks pretty sharp here. I mean, they
Yeah, I don't
actually
have
be this
anything.
big.
There's only 2 games tonight. I didn't see
I
anything.
think Golden State plus the points here tonight. I did look at that one with the power ratings out there. there's a great group that has a nice power rating system out here for the WNBA. It's been doing some good numbers.
Ted, are you going to start digging into the WNBA? The people want to know.
I will. If you guys want a WNBA pick next week, I'll have a WNBA pick ready for you next week. Go.
All right, guys, great show. We touched about everything that we have out there to talk about. We talked about a little we didn't really touch much about the NBA draft, but we're going to watch it today and tomorrow. We'll talk about it next week when all these players land. We'll see what kind of trades take place. I think some funky stuff's going to happen the next few days with some players moving on and some trades coming up. So some key pieces. So I think it'll be exciting. Obviously, the number one player in the world, college player coming out, is going to be Cooper Flagg, and he's definitely going to Dallas. And I like that Kyrie is staying in Dallas.
3 years.
And Anthony Davis. That's going to be an interesting
interesting trio.
Yeah.
Interesting big three.
3 years, $119 million. That's crazy money.
That's nothing. These guys.
What is Cooper Flagg? Is he a power forward?
He is like a power forward type guy. Well, he's I think he's like 6'8".
6'8".
Yeah, he's not a guard.
Right.
Yeah, so he's more like a power forward type of player. Yeah.
So they're not a center. They're gonna have a center in Anthony. They're going to have a point guard in Kyrie, and they're going to have a nice power forward in Cooper Flagg.
And they got some really good role players on that team as well, and some young talent. Watch out for Dallas this year.
Real quick, I had a feeling.
You guys love cutting me off, don't you?
Listen, I just want to say, because I saw the clock, I had a feeling Boston, this is your team, I had a feeling Boston was going to kind of shake things up.
Well, they needed to. They had they were carrying a lot of big money contracts. I mean, you think about it: Tatum max contract, Jaylen Brown max contract, Porzingis, they were paying good money. Holiday big money. So they have to loosen something and make some moves. Obviously to try to get some good positional players. They're even talking about what's his name. Derek, who's he?
Derek White.
Derek White. There you go. Thank you.
The best-looking guy in the NBA.
Yeah, there you go. Derek White. They're talking about maybe he might be moving. So Celtics are looking to make a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know if they're going to make a lot of moves, but it seems like they have the potential to make a lot of moves. I hope they get some good players back in return. Obviously. I guess the only one left is to find out is Giannis right now, right? Where he's going?
Watch him come to the Heat because Kevin Garnett.
Nobody's coming to the Heat.
I thought Kevin Garnett would have definitely came to Miami.
What Garnett? Kevin Durant.
Excuse me. I'm not going to say it, but Kevin Durant.
Woo.
I thought he would have.
What are you guys drinking, man? I got to have some of that stuff.
I got water over.
I'm drinking some iced tea. I don't know what you guys got in those bottles over there.
We're just trying to cut you off. I just had to throw it in there to change up the subject. But Kevin Durant, I could have swore he would have came down to the Heat. What's his name? He'll probably go out to Phoenix.
Who?
The guy from the Bucks.
No, there's no one going to Phoenix.
Why wouldn't he go to the Phoenix?
Because they just took 2 players. They got 2 great players. They got Jalen Green, who's excellent from Houston in that trade, and they got Dylan Brooks.
Where he's going to go. The latest rumors.
They're not going. He's not going to Phoenix. Phoenix can't even. There's no way in the world. Not happening. I don't see it. I don't know where Giannis is going to go, but I guess we'll find out real soon. That's going to definitely leapfrog wherever he goes. Is going to make them a contender because he's a one-of-a-kind player. All right, guys, great show today. We touched base on everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it out there. We are live each and every week here at the one and only Podcast Junkies Studios with my man Ben Castro running the show over here, and he has a sidekick today with him that I guess he's bringing in or coming into the industry. So congratulations. Good luck to you. And bottom line is we will be back here next Wednesday. I'm going to throw it over to my boy TK, where you can find him and all his good stuff he puts out each and every day on social media. TK, tell the people where you're at.
Well, the best place to find me, just go right to my Instagram at TK Wins. You know, my top stories there, free plays daily. I put up a lot of lines and stuff there, so check it out at TK Wins.
Oh boy, what's going down here, man? We got phones ringing. We got Teddy. Who's looking for you?
Sorry about that.
All right, here he is.
That might have been an ESPN update over there.
I don't know, man. You guys are that could be one of his spotters letting you know where the cup is. I think they were calling you to tell you. All right, here he is, the CEO of the Sports Profits, the one and only Teddy Brooks. Where can they find you, Teddy?
Real quick, before I talk about that, I just read something real interesting from OPP sent me. So FanDuel just added something to their terms and conditions. FanDuel Sportsbook reserves the right to void any bets made by a group or any group of people acting in conjunction with each other or any individual acting alone in an attempt to defraud FanDuel Sportsbooks.
All right.
All right. I'm going to tell the people where they can find me.
Let's go.
So if they get a lot of action on the game, they can delete the bets?
TK, they're just looking for any reason they can because the amount of taxes they're paying, they can't survive. You can find me at thesportsprofits.com. Best place if you don't want to miss any free picks. Go to Instagram at _profits_pick. Make sure you look for the blue check mark. And when you go there, make sure you join the broadcast channel. I post free game videos on there every day, but I post additional plays in the broadcast channel. Make sure you join.
And it's free.
I know you guys love free.
All right, guys. Listen, I love doing the show. Love these guys next to me each and every week. We know each other for years, so we know where we're at. It's all good, and we enjoy doing it. That's the bottom line, and we hope we help you guys make some money at the end of the day. I'm Scott Matthews. You can find me all over social media, but the main place to go is my Instagram channel with the blue check mark. You didn't say blue check mark, by the way. Oh, you did say blue?
I even made a circle motion.
All right, perfect. Well, you can find me.
But Ben didn't get the blue check marks for us yet. We got to get those on the little.
Teddy, you got to stop interrupting
banner.
Today.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to take these guys out back. You got a little baseball bat around here or something? No, I'm only kidding. I love these guys.
I'm waiting for Ben.
If I didn't have these guys, I wouldn't do this show. That's
you gotta
the
have
bottom
Ben
line.
bring in the drums, set them right here, and play some drum rolls for us.
Yeah,
I can do that.
I'm still waiting for your whatever gadget you were going to bring in here.
Oh, it's coming. I can't. That's going to be
Don't
a
disclose
shocker.
it. All right. Anyways, again, check me out on Instagram. Verify the blue check mark, SM Sports Picks. As Teddy says, I have my own broadcast channel as well. We're building it up very nicely. Everything is free in there. We put out additional plays. We've been red hot. We've won our last 3 straight on those plays in there, and we've hit about 65 or 66% overall over the last couple of months on the free picks that we put out in the broadcast channel. It was great being here. This is the one and only Get the Edge Sports Podcast. Again, we'll be back here next Wednesday. You can find the show on all podcast forums, Spotify, Apple, and most importantly, go to YouTube. All you have to do is put Get the Edge in as the search word. Actually, put Get the Edge Sports Podcast in, and you can check out the show that we do. Past episodes and today's episodes will be up momentarily. Have a great day, everyone. We'll catch you back next Wednesday.
That was a fun show.
You guys worked me hard today, man. Working me hard. I don't know, Ben. I think I need a new salary.
I don't know. That was a great
I got to
show.
start making Giannis money.
That's one of the articles I was talking about. That guy.